So loud. Hello. Hello, happy people. How are you doing today? I, myself, am fine. Just a little tired. Excuse me, coughing, apparently. But good. Geez, is it hailing outside? Nice. We had like one big boom of thunder like half an hour ago, and now it's hailing, which will last for like a second. Yeah, it's already kind of fading. Fun. Well, that fun little side note aside, hang on. I am going to be choking or coughing. Get some coffee. And my Sonic gets up today. I think I might need some light. Let's see. Weird. It is the button's lit up like it was on. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, fine. Let me turn it down just a little bit, just to get some light, not all of it. Excuse me. Gosh. Anyway, to get all that coughing done and out of the way now. What am I doing today? Um, Kind of a little bit of everything, I think. One goal that I've got today, since Monday, one of my 2 remaining colors from my palette came in, the Cupric Green Deep. I wrote it down on the swatch over here, but I haven't actually swatched it, so we'll do that. The remaining color that I've got coming is, I think, an Ultramarine Deep, I think is what it was called. It's like a really pretty blue color. So that's supposed to come Friday. We'll see. I'll get that added to the palette and we'll swatch it next time after it comes. Aside from that, I want to try to see about completing this landscape from last week, or from Monday rather. I'm going to be going through and I'm going to try to put some of the same color down on a spare piece of paper and try to practice with some colors and see what might look good on top of it. And then we'll try to finish it off, or at least figure out some way to complete it further. Aside from that, I really like how on Monday the Polaroid came out. So I think I'm going to be doing a couple more of these maybe, because they're pretty cool. I would like to see a couple of them side by side completed. And then last but not least, I think I'll at the very least begin work on a large painting. If it's a mineral paper one, if I decide to go over that route, I'll complete it because they're pretty easy to get done all at once. They get pretty wet, but I'll have to use the hair dryer and let it go for a while. And the alternative to that is using this giant slab of like 15 by 20 inch paper that I've got hanging out over here that I've not yet even opened, because it's going to take up pretty much this entire table here. So I might. We'll see when the time comes. But I say, let's jump to it, get started with a little stuff and work our way up. All right. Let me have some more coffee. I'm going to be having a lot of this today, I think. I don't know what went wrong with my throat there. And let's scoot some stuff out of the way. Put this up over here for the moment. We'll come back to it. Let's bring the swatch down. Make sure you can see it. Yep. Maybe zoom in a little bit on it. There we go. Excuse me. Goodness. I already got my water. I've got some leftover, very slightly bluish tinted, clean water. I mean, if I barely darken the water or messed it up, I try not to dump it out. Just to save some water, unless I'm worried I'm going to knock it down for like cleaning or something. Here is my palette as it is right now. Looking pretty good. The new Cupric Green Dark or Deep is right here. Right above the brain has just gone stupid. Right above the green gold on the palette. And then the only remaining spot I've got left is for that like ultramarine deep that's coming. And then the whole right side, aside from 3 spots, is completely open for future expansion. So, scoot that over here. Yeah, I must have really got something in my throat. I will try to save you from hearing that and mute myself every now and then. All right, let's go ahead and get the palette a little wet. All right. Have some coffee, let that sit for a sec. Okay. I need like a coffee holder somewhere nearby. But far enough away that I don't get paint in it, right? Okay. Alright. Let's grab this. And I've got a Stardew Valley mix on right now, and it is going to put me to sleep if I'm listening to this. Let's hype it up a tiny bit more than this, I hope. Oh, you know, I always liked Star Trek one. Let's give that one a whirl. Just assuming you can even hear it. I'll turn it up a tiny bit. All right. I'm gonna get a little bit of this. I need way more water than that. All right, let's get this guy started. Oh, nice and dark. All right. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. Okay, music gets a little loud while I'm trying to talk. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty good color. I like it. I'll have to, even though they're side by side, once it dries, I'm going to want to try to figure out what the real difference is between light and deep. The deep seems a little bluer, and the light seems a little bit more neutral or yellowish a little bit. So that's probably the main difference. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I would use the dryer on it, but it's extra noise for no good reason. If this is the only thing here, I think it'll be fine. I'm just going to set it back over here and get it out of the way. But before that, I will show you, not dry, but yeah. Cupric green deep. Right there. Not too shabby. I like it. Clearly, you see my mistake of putting the green gold lower, but I had the green gold already and everything around it I didn't have yet. I just made my own gaps. And I didn't plan ahead for what I was going to get. But you know what? I don't care. It looks cool. It may not be a perfect, like, condition, but who cares, right? All right. Nice. Scoot that over there. Next up. Oh, the difficult one. Okay. We got to figure out what to do here. I still don't quite know yet what to do. Man, that hail still coming down. Nice. Clearly, I started with a wash last time. I went from this bluish color down to a, I think I did yellow ochre for the bottom. I think the top one I did turquoise green. Yeah, I did turquoise green for this. You can even confirm it with my swatch. Turquoise green. And then the yellow ochre was this one right here. I put that on the bottom, and I did a gradient from turquoise green to yellow ochre. This is the first piece of paper from this paper block. Block being that it's glued on the top and bottom to hold it down so that it doesn't curl quite so badly. And two things I found with this block is the first page left some gaps where it was like there was almost like there was oh, what is it called? You know, I've got some right here. Excuse me. Telling in my throat. Masking fluid, yes. So it's as if I had masking fluid in a couple of particular spots on the paper. I had nothing. I'd only just opened it, and nothing would stick to it. It just rolled right over it in a couple spots, but whatever, I'll just make it a part of it. Hopefully the next piece of paper doesn't do that. And then the other thing I saw is the areas of the paper that were not glued down on the left and the right, they bowed upward a little bit, and it allowed some of the pigment to also kind of roll off and get onto the sheet underneath, but not really too far. I think it'll be fine in the future to do that. It was worse on this side. I think I am going to try to focus on in the future when I use this to add some masking tape to the side, not along the top, but just along the side to kind of block off some of the paper underneath, so I don't cause any damage to the underlying piece of paper. That'll probably help it live a little bit longer. But let's do that to the side, grab some of the paper. And I'm going to be coughing forever. Yours. This is purely scratch paper, so I'm just going to grab this cheaper one that's got that repeating pattern I don't like on it. Grab a piece of that off there. Let's recreate this, but really messy style. So, let's get this out of the way, get it somewhere safe. I'm going to lean it over here, but not on that swatch I just did. That's still wet. I'll just scoot it over to the side. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. Hopefully, yep, that would be off on the side so you can see it standing up. I'm not going to be playing on this. Let me go to a bigger brush. Let me rinse this one off pretty good. Excuse me. Man, whatever I did where I got that down my throat, it is just lingering and just struggling to let go. Get some more coffee. Okay. Anywho, let's go big. I think I'm going to kind of break this into sections. So I think what I will do is recreate this in maybe 4 quadrants, just loosely, and then try to figure out once it's dry what we can put on top to make it look good. So let's start with that. Gotta let that go. Okay. First up, which one was my turquoise? That one? Yep. This guy. I think that's what's here. Yep. I can barely hear it, but let me try my Spotify a little bit. Okay. Let's get a little more water here. Okay, a little more. Oh, is that pretty dark? Yeah, it'll probably be fine. We'll see. It's not really about what's up above on this. It's about where it meets the yellow ochre part. So I'm just gonna do do an ugly version of a gradient. Right. Some down here. Okay. Rinse that and try to get this wet really quick. All right. I think that might be a little too dark. I've got a little mixed in with that turquoise. Let me just bring it down here a little bit. So I get for doing a clicky fake it to make it kind of deal. That's all right. Right? Yeah, it looks nothing like it, but you know what? We're gonna make it work. I'll get a rough idea. I think that section on my palette already had some turquoise in it, and it might have turned it a little bit. It's all right. Pause on me. Ugh, get the dryer out. Excuse me. All right, close enough. Not meant to be on this forever. It's purely a scratch piece. I don't really care about speeding along. This section right here is still a little wet because I was a little heavy on that, so I'll come back to that one last. So to experiment, so we're looking at this, and we're wanting to get something on the bottom that kind of goes with the colors above it. Do I have something nearby I can do this with? That's a little far away. I'm gonna grab for that. Just like this. So if you ignore the bottom altogether and you go to the kind of like bottom of the mountain horizon line, it looks pretty good, right? Because everything above it's basically what I'm going to keep and how I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to go too nuts with changing anything above that line, except for maybe doing like a little yellow and whatnot for the sun up here. My problem is the hot mess that is below. A lot of it will cover up, I think, but watercolor is transparent, so a lot of that's still going to be left behind, at least at first. Doing one layer or something is going to lighten it, or in this case, darken it a little bit. And then I'll just layer some other stuff on top of it. I have no idea what, because it needs to be closer to you, right? It's at the bottom. The far away stuff is, already behind you, further up. So up front needs to be closer. And where I start to fail epically is when I'm not doing space and I'm not doing abstract, and when I'm trying to do more realism-y stuff up close. So this is going to be kind of tough. I'm going to try to keep it far away, but semi-close. We'll see. And that's what this is for, trying to figure out what I can do to it. So let's check it out. Woof. All right. So color choices. Well, one obvious option is keeping the whole turquoise blue or turquoise green going on. So I can try to do like a thin layer of that. So let's give that a shot. So let's try that up here. This is dry. So if I were to just do like an additional layer of the turquoise color on top. So all it really does is kind of darken it, and it kind of pushes it a more green direction, which is probably what I would want. I'll let that dry and I'll come back to it. Another option is to push it more green. So I can kind of go in the middle and do like the green gold and get a kind of mixture. Excuse me, goodness. All right, let's try down here. All right. Well, that definitely pushes it in more green gold direction. Less blue, more a field kind of look. So that's kind of promising to have greenage and yellow at the same time. So that's kind of good. Let's see what else we got. One other option is to take the existing yellow ochre and kind of put that down, and then maybe go like a more brown direction, I'm guessing. Let's try that. All right. Not too shabby. Let me dry this really quick and see what we're working with. Excuse me again. I went a little too hard on the dryer there. So what have we here? This top section I left alone, but it's kind of darker and like a blend of a little bit of the turquoise green with the yellow ochre, and it's kind of darker. Next to it is a layer of the turquoise green, which turned it kind of like a murky under the sea look. So not too huge a fan, but you never know. I don't really like it though, so I'm probably not going to do that. This one's also kind of murky, so I'm not really feeling that. Down on the bottom, this was green gold, which I do kind of like. I could kind of imagine green gold being down at the bottom and that working, in some layers, so that might be good. And last stuff was going full on yellow ochre and just going even darker and darker with it as I go, and maybe leaning brownish a little bit. Maybe get some of the dragon's blood down there. So that might be something. I can try that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's get some coffee. All right. The first thing I think I'll do, it might still be a little damp. I might be able to pull a little bit away. Like going over it in the middle. All right. So I think I'll do a combination of a little bit more of that yellow ochre in some spots. And then going totally random here. Still a little bit of the dragon's blood. Right. A little bit loose with a little bit of it. That's a little wet, but we're gonna go with it. Totally doesn't make the page look like it's bleeding at all, right? Yeah, that's hugely wet. Let's bring some of that back. Okay, well, bringing some back helps it a little bit, but I don't know how much I like the dragon's blood going straight on there. It might look good with like some browns and whatnot. I don't know how I feel about that. Might be good, but yeah, that feels like how can we ruin it in the fastest possible way? Make it look like a battle took place on it. Yeah, that's a little bit too reddish. Yeah, maybe we're going green gold. Oh, telling you, landscapes just terrify me because I can never quite get them right. I say like I've done so many. They scare me because they're real. And they should look like they should look, right? All right. Let's bring this over here. Clearly, we're going to be way more careful than that hot mess over there. So I think I'm going to mix up some green gold, but I might want to clean the palette a little bit because I don't have a lot of room to work. Yeah, let me do that. You know, or I'll just make a happy little accident and kind of like the color that is. I may just keep that in there and use a different palette. Or a different well, rather. That one is a darker green color, so I might keep that for some dark green stuff. No. All right. So yeah, we're gonna put some green gold over here in the corner. Let's grab some of that. All right. What is this song? It's so sad. Something from Generations? Okay, that sounds about right. Hey, come with me, green gold. We're going over here. Okay. Okay. Let's get this over a little. Bring the palette over so you can see it a little bit more while I'm screwing around on it. I'm going to grab a little more water and wet down some of the bottom part of this. Try to load up my brush. And yeah, let's see how much damage we can do. Okay. Yeah. It's looking kind of good. I kind of like how that worked. We keep this tilted and grab the dryer. I certainly turned it from the color I didn't like, so that's a really good start in my book. If this can be the new base, the lighter color for everything there, I think that would be good. Did we go to Final Fantasy? We did. Okay. Random decision to just go from Star Trek to Final Fantasy, but let's pick something else here. Let's go Zelda. I like Zelda. Did I do this one? I did, yes. Okay. Okay, let me get the dryer. No, it's so far away. Okay, here we go. All right. Scoot you over here, Mr. Dryer. All right. Okay, well, it's a start. I think I like the idea of going with a darker green gold to go in some spots. Is it dry? It is. And then maybe some of this lighter kind of greenish color. And then once that's dry, finish up with some darker bits and just kind of see what happens. My problem. Right now it's good because it's semi-uniform, right? My problem is going to be making things look good when they get up close. So I don't want to get too close. I want to kind of stay far away because it's just not going to look great for me yet. You know, I don't want to ruin the whole thing because of the hideousness on the bottom. I'm going to have to put a big old like red swash across it saying stop, don't look at me, or a censor bar or something, right? So let's go easy and gentle and go with some more of the green gold, just a little darker. So I'm not even going to add any water to my brush. I already have some in the paint and the pigment. So I'm just going to kind of go a little darker and just kind of load it up with that. And then what? The eternal question, right? So I'm thinking I might kind of divide it down the middle in a way. I don't want to necessarily do, look at me, I've made a path. I don't really want to do path. I just want it to be a wide open field. But do I want it to be a flat, kind of neutral colored field? Do I want it to have some like little hills in it? I'm kind of leaning toward that idea. So let's just kind of wing it and see how it goes. All right. So I'm going to start up here. I'm just going to keep doing layers, especially on the underside of these trees up here, because I want to kind of hide that. So I'm going to do every layer kind of across a part of this to kind of hide that. Eventually, I think it'll get thick enough that I'll cover it up a little. And from there, I'm just going to have to start getting a little messy. I do kind of look the, just go across here. Get some more. And maybe do some... Yeah. And then, just go random. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just try to go all random. So there's some darker, some lighter. I might like pull some away and just kind of see how it looks. Okay, so let's try to give it some contours. Is that the right word? Just texture? I don't know. Words. Words are hard. All right. So putting it more in kind of point in tends to collect it toward the tip and then draw some away from underneath it. So it makes it kind of dark on top and light on the bottom. So maybe I can use that. Try not to zigzag as I'm prone to doing. Okay, so bigger sections should be kind of in the back. If I can make it happen. Okay. Okay, I think I was wrong about figuring out the perspective on it. I need to go smaller in the back and bigger in the front. Duh. All right. Okay. So maybe I'll go in here directly and get a couple little little spots far off. Probably using too big a brush for this bit, but I guess if you use the tip, it does better. I messed up over there, but I'll go back over it a little. I think while it's wet, I'm going to go back over it and go wild here in a minute. I'm just realizing that to get a irregular kind of texture, I'm going to have to mess with it kind of funny. So I think this is too big for what I had in mind. I'm going to like do the wacky, let's go, oh, this kind of works. Let's do this. Yeah, just do enough to not go up into the mountains, but make it kind of irregular and turn the brush a little and spread the tips out a little bit. And maybe just in the second layer too, to kind of merge them together a little. Okay. Okay. Not too terrible. A little random. Kind of a good thing. All right. Excuse me. As usual, let's dry this off so I can do anything with it. Okay. Well, it's a thing. I'm committing to it, so let's see what happens. All right. I think I'm going to go to a smaller brush. Let me make sure this is clean. Okay. Not too much smaller. I want some room to work. Just moving down to a size 12 from, I think that was 16. Yeah, 16. I think I'm going to go to this different colored green, but I think I'm going to actually bring, this was a mix that was already in here, so I can't really call it any particular color, but I'm going to mix some of this, it's kind of like that cupric green light in a way, but it's kind of mixed in with some other colors. And I'm going to bring some over to the green gold and get like a mix of the two to start. So I can kind of have like a segue to the green that I'm going to use. I'm just going to kind of hit some of the bits in here. That was way wetter than I wanted it to be. I'll grab some of that. And just kind of do some dots a bit along the top, along this like horizon line. And hit some of these in here. Probably gonna have to do the splotchy thing to try to get any of it to work. Hear Comet yelling about something over there. Probably something out in the hall or something that he's like tripping about, or outside or something. Alright, go back over some of this. Oh no, I don't think that's him. That must be the dog outside. Is that dog outside again? It's so noisy. I rescind everything I've ever said about Comet. The dog outside is just a nuisance. Okay. Oh yeah, see, that's pulling some away. Let's go right to the darker color then. And put some in up here and get that going and drawing. Oh. And I'm gonna grab some of this is definitely that Cupid green light. And I'm gonna mix it into what's already up here. Try to get it a little thicker because everything on the top up there is a little bit too watery, I think. It's just, I have to layer it. It's my mistake. I need to just dry it and add to it, because right now all I'm doing is wetting it and bringing it up. Down here is fine, but near the horizon, I just want it to darken up a little bit. Dryer, where are you? All right, I think while doing that, I have the thought, I think what I'll do to merge them together is merge them together. Probably what I should have done to begin with. I think I'll take a little bit of the turquoise green and mix it with some of the green gold and get a good like in-between layer to try to make this line kind of fade together and make it look more natural. Maybe that'll work. once again, flying by the seat of my pants. So let's see what it does. So I grab some green gold and get it over here. All right, and some of the turquoise. That's the one down below, isn't it? Yeah, the really green gold. Okay. Not a lot. Oops. I'm really good at mixing up out of the palette. All right, or out of the well. All right, let's see what this looks like. Too wet. Mm-hmm. I think that did what I wanted. Let me try that. Excuse me. Really interesting thing going on here. This block of paper that's supposed to be glued on the bottom is starting to come unglued. Check this out. It's not me pulling up at it. That's, I don't know, the heat from the hairdryer maybe, making it separate from it. That's interesting to note. Just have to be careful when I'm down there. I don't really think I'm going to add any more paint to the bottom of that anyway. But I do want to add one more layer to right here to kind of bring that down a little bit. I just wanted to dry it because the more I mess with it, the more I pull it up. So I just want to make sure I'm not making the problem worse. I'm going to do one more across. kind of layer. Right, and I'm gonna load some up and try to get a couple of big blobby ones down here near the bottom. Try to make it look like those are in existence, a little closer and bigger. Whatever they may be, bushes, something, we'll go with it. Yep, I think the splotchy thing helps sometimes. Sometimes right there, just kind of pulled some of it up because it was wet. Right. I can kind of see I've made a line up here. Have I massacred it enough yet? I think so. Let's just let this thing dry and put it out of its misery. And maybe, just maybe, take care of our little sun problem up here. Yep, it's the most not perfect it could be. Does it have to be perfect? No. Oh boy, it's a thing. Dry it up. Well, the one thing it's got going for it, it's not as yellow ochre as it was to begin with today. So go ahead and finish peeling this thing off because it obviously wants to get out of here. Even it doesn't like how it came out. All right. And all right, yeah. And once it's fully dry, I think I'll try to see if I can peel off some of the extra glue. Yeah, because it seems like there's a little extra on there. Yeah, it's a thing. It's so easy a child could do it. Proof is in the pudding, right? Yeah. The only thing I like about this really is the mountains. The mountains look pretty cool. And the rest of it's like, you know, it's there. Yeah, alright, let's move on. Okay. So this thing quickly proving to be more trouble than it's worth, but we'll see. It might be a user problem. Probably a user problem. I'm the user, if you didn't catch that. Let me close that up. Dun, 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 dun. What? So I'm gonna do next? I think I was gonna do more of these Polaroids. I've got. You zoom back out. I got this Polaroid idea that I have to say I didn't create. I found somewhere online the idea of painting artwork inside of a Polaroid shape. So I went online on Thursday last week. Yeah, I have to remember what day it is, right? Monday is today. So Thursday last week, I went and found some measurements for what a Polaroid should be. Let me turn this down a little. That way I'm not shouting over it. So I found some measurements for what a Polaroid would be. Sketched them out on a sheet of 9x12, I think. No, I think I did the 9x15. And I got 6 of these shapes and pre-stenciled in the square for the actual picture part of it. And then taped it down everywhere else where you see that it's white and painted in there. And after it dried, peeled it all off, and it made a really cool kind of like nebula, but I took it on a Polaroid, and just a really cool kind of like form factor. So I figured I can try doing more paintings in that, just in between when I'm kind of not sure what to do, or I feel like making some extra little pretty Polaroids and feel good about myself. So that's what I'm gonna do. But what am I gonna take that on? Last time I pulled out this giant cutting board that I use to take things down on. I might do that. I just have to make some room. So let me scoot some stuff over. Find myself a little gap to put this on here. Okay. Yeah, right. That was not meant to happen. Smacked one of my things of water over there, and it was quite loud. That's fun. Let's bring this over, angle that a little bit. Man, I need to get some better methods to hold stuff in, because I am in danger of ripping stuff right off. I need to find a better way to put to mount the light. I'll do that later. For now, let me lift this up a little bit so it's not so visible. There we go. Yeah, whip out some tape. Maybe I'll do 2 of these at once this time. All right. I think if I'm going to be slick about this, I need to get it lined up in the middle. So let me figure out a good way to do that. No, I think to be safe, I'll do each one individually, just next to each other. If I try to line that up perfectly, it's just not going to work. So let's grab a piece for the middle on one side. Let go. Let go. There we are. All right. Wow. It's not even paint, it's tape, but I need to take my glasses off for it. All right. Okay. And should I want to line these up, I'm going to try to line the top and the bottom so that I can do one piece across at least to there, maybe. I guess the safest way to do that is to line it up directly with the tape, since it's lined up on the other side. Yeah. All right. All right. 10 of these. Right. I put it over here. Come here. All right. This ruler does a really good job when I gently press it against the paper to make sure I get a good crisp line. It worked great for that. Let me Do the same thing here. All right. Let's get a piece across the top. See if I lined that up like I hope I did. Yep, it feels good. Same deal. Okay. Sorry, that was a little loud. Let's go down a side. Right. And one last piece across the bottom. Yeah. I think I'll do one more piece across the bottom just to hold it down. Right. Get this pressed down in there on this side. Let's not be so rough on that because I don't want to mess up the paper. Oh, my other tape. All right. Yippee! All right. Turn my glasses down so I can see just long enough to not see anymore. Yeah. So I guess to kind of keep in with the tradition of these other guys, I might make both of these also a nebula, but just go different colors. But do I really want to be spattering white around today for stars? Yeah, probably. Because I can't help myself. All right. Let's pick some colors. Last time we went, I think I went with that Cupid green and the dragon's blood. So we can go something totally different today. I think I might go this really pretty violet that I've got. All right. Let's pick a random area. Okay. And go really dark in a couple of spots. All right. And try to bring some down into the white area a little, send it out. Okay. I was going to go with a violet color. Again, flying by the seat of our pants because that's what I do here. Yellow. Yellowish kind of goes with it. Let's pick on a yellow. Well, that just blended together weirdly, but we're gonna go with it. Just pull some of that right back up. In the long run, it will work out fine because it's gonna blend together. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Just go for some turquoise. All right. You know, I always start with a lighter color and then go turquoise. Let's start the other one with turquoise and work our way in, because why the hell not, right? So let's just get ourselves a big old blob of turquoise. All right. Let's find something to go in that spot. So we've done green, we've done a dragon's blood, we've got a violet color, we've got a kind of a hint of yellow in this one. We don't have a lot of just blues or like oranges. So we can probably do a little bit of that. Just pick on my French ultramarine. All right, we're going to put some right there and let it blend right with the indigo. And get some over here. All right. Try my brush off. Try to bring some of that over here. And what was the other one I was saying? Like an orangey color? Maybe we go a kind of orange red. All right. See if I can bring some of this stuff up that's not quite settled in yet and is just kind of puddling. Okay. Come back to that one. And we're looking over here. And let's hit some of our yellow. Try to get a good layer of that and get in some spots. Try to bring up some of the bits that are a little too blotchy. Let's go heavy on our indigo. Okay. Okay. And back over on the other side. Go back to our indigo friend here. Okay. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Pick on our yellow, or our orange red. A little bit, well, okay. That's just gonna go there because it wants to go there, so I'm gonna let it fall there. All right, we got our ultramarine. Let's get some of that cut. Why not? Just let it go wild because it's already kind of doing what it wants. I'm gonna put some over here because why not, right? Okay. Okay. Comment. Ugh. Ah, go. On it. Hush, buddy. All right. This is all really wet. I'm gonna think I'll pull a little away from this because it's really just kind of sogging together. What? Comment. Comment. What? All right, let's try this because I was going crazy on it. Yeah, that dryer just wants to blow everything away. All right. Next up, I think it's time for stars. I wasn't too sure, but looking at it, I like how they look now that they're drying. There's some nice dark areas, some nice light areas. The one on the left, especially, I love how it kind of bled together. On the one on the right, I feel like I didn't leave enough light area. So methinks that I'm going to leave it alone because I have a habit of overdoing it. I'm going to stop there with it. For stars today, last time I did a smaller round brush, tapping it on a larger round brush to get this effect. See if I can line this up while I'm looking at it here. The one I did last week. Yeah, there we go. That one did a pretty good job just using a small round brush, tapping on a large round brush. But if you're not careful, you can have some really big drips, like you see right there, that they just kind of look like big stars. So it kind of worked out. This time I'm going to use a toothbrush because it gives a little bit more control and it won't go necessarily spraying everywhere in my area here. So let me grab my bowl and I'm going to get, same as last time. Yeah, acrylic will be fine. I do have, so I've got an acrylic white, which I used last time. I also have, hang on. Yeah, I have this one. I also have a Chinese white watercolor ink. So I can go full watercolor ink and it will be washable, or I can go acrylic ink and when it dries, I mean, you can dilute it still, but I'm not gonna. Just the watercolor ink one might be a little bit more transparent, but I can, if anything, start with this, try it. And if I don't like how they're coming out when they're drying, I can let it all dry completely and add some of the acrylic ink to this. And then I use that instead for the rest. And if anything, I'll have like a nice little blend of some semi-transparent stars with a mixture of some really darker ones on top of it. And they'll look like they're some are closer, some are further away, I guess. So let's not make a mistake. Let's go ahead and put it over here. All right, that's more than enough. All right, buddy, you're tip-tapping like crazy. The other half must have gone to like a grocery store or something, and that's why you're like, where is he? All right, so I'm not going to wet the brush. I'm going to just put a little bit of the watercolor ink right onto the bristles, try to get all of them. All right, tap the side, try to get most of it off. Go a little bit extra and even dab it on my paper towel so I don't go too stupid with it. And then let's get the flick in. So yeah, I'm already dripping more than I should. Toothbrush is really good for getting a ton of little tiny ones. So I may, just for fun, go back and forth. Like start with the toothbrush and then go to the round brush method. That might work out really well. And yeah, the more I go with this, the more I think it seems to be covering the area fairly well. I think it's dark enough too, or opaque enough. Since I'm not diluting this with water at all, I'm just using the ink right from the thing, basically. Yeah. There we go. And the best part about the watercolor one is it's really easy to clean off. I can just rinse my toothbrush off and call that one good. Scoot my big brush over here and get it out of the way. Nice size 12. Back you go. This will wash right out later, so I'm not have to worry about that so much. You're finished rinsing off my toothbrush. And how are we doing on time? About an hour 45. It's not so bad. If anything, I can start on the last thing I was going to work on today after this. But let's dry these off, peel them, and then we'll come right back and work on the rest. Okay. Put that over there. Yeah, my thumb is pretty clean. Yeah, let's whip out the dryer. Let me scoot back a little bit, make sure I don't roll over a dog. Nope, he seems to be far enough away. He's over by the front door, freaking out, you know, as dogs do. Well, I was wrong. Well, I was right and wrong. I was right earlier when I said that I'm going to need to use both. Wrong when I thought it was enough. So kind of hard to tell, but it has very much gone transparent. Let me zoom in some more so you can see what I'm talking about here. I mean, it mostly focused. It's kind of hard to tell, but compared to what I did last week, you can see a difference. Maybe here. When I did last week, the white of the stars was a lot more opaque and were like individual little dots. And after this started drying, it kind of spread out a little. The dryer could have done a little bit of that damage too. So I'm just going to let it get some depth, and I'm going to switch to the acrylic ink. And I'm going to switch to my other process that I did where I flick the paintbrush instead of the toothbrush, because that seems to be a little bit more controllable. That and the toothbrush method really just does a bunch of really fine, like a fine mist of stars, and the more controlled method lets you really focus and get some larger dots, you know. All right, scoot that there. Let's get a small brush. Let's get a big brush. This one I will wet the brush a little bit. Okay. Because it's acrylic and I don't really want to get that stuck in my brush forever. Okay. Now let's see how this is. I barely got anything on there. I don't want it sopping wet because then I'll end up with a gigantic blob. Don't make a mistake, Brian. Don't overdo it. Yeah, there we go. Hey, buddy, it's okay. Shh, shh, shh. think that's enough. Don't want to go crazy with it. Once I get it on there, I'll never get it off. And what's cool about these space ones is they look like garbage now, but once you peel them, they look amazing. And by peeling, I mean taking the painter's tape off. So let's make sure, yep, I got some all up on that. Assuming I do anything else today, I am definitely going to be needing to clean my rinse, my jars out. Okay. Have to dry these, get them peeled. What? Well, okay. Well, I don't think that's completely dry, but I think it's enough where I can peel them and set them to the side and keep them safe. So that's what we're gonna do. Before I do that, I am actually gonna stop for a moment, BRB, and go get some water in this and rinse it so that acrylic ink doesn't stick in this really bad. I will be right back. Hey, I'm back. I'm just grabbing some paper towels so I can have some more paper towels to dry with. They just happen to be right next to me. I'm just grabbing some really quick. Don't have my headset on, so can't hear any of the music. But that's okay. I know it's there. I see it going. And that's just assuming I paint anything more tonight. We'll see. Whee. All right, headphones. Where be is the right ear one? This one. There we go. All right. I'm back. Oh. Don't want to run over the cord for the dryer. That might be catastrophic. Oh my gosh, I haven't had coffee for a minute. That's because I barely have any left. Oh god. All right. I have the focus locked for the distance that we're at right now. So we'll see. If it goes wonky, I'll turn off autofocus. Or turn on autofocus. Go ahead and peel. Well, the other half has returned. And we're doing okay. All right. Next up, I did the sides. Do that next. No. They always look a little garbage until I do the peel, and then they suddenly look good. It's just amazing. Maybe not great, but good. Let's get the top one done. All right. And let's get the two in the middle. Can we get them both at the same time? No, because that would be stupid. Peel one at a time. Okay. He says to himself. Do this one first. All right. And this one last. Yeah. Aside from one little flub down here where it clearly got a little bit of the paint underneath it. Not bad. Yeah. Check those out. I say as I point in the wrong direction. Yeah, right? Not too bad. They don't look quite as desaturated in person. I just noticed the saturation is just a little bit off. Or a bit of a deeper color. I don't feel like messing with the color too much. I suppose I could, but yeah. If anything, I'll take a picture of them. I'll have them on Instagram, and hopefully that'll look a little better. But yeah, especially next to the first one I did last week. A nice little trifecta of Polaroids. That's not bad. I say as I point it where I can see it and you can't. Yeah, right? It's not too bad. I like how that one came out. This one's just kind of orangey blue faded, but still kind of nice. But yeah, I like that one. Not too shrab. All right. Let's get all this hot mess out of the way. I've got 3 more of those little Polaroid little templates I can use, so I'll do that some other time. And yeah, I think with that, I'm probably going to stop. Because starting something else will take forever. And I work full time. I don't feel like it. So, I'll eat. Of course, I fell on the floor. I'll get that in a minute. All right, leave it alone, bud. Yeah, so I think that's it. Next time, I will hit up the last thing that was on my list today. I'm going to do something large. I'm either going... let me zoom out for this. You'll need it. So I'm either going to do another mineral paper on this 11 by 14 mineral paper. if you haven't seen anything on mineral paper, it is radically different from standard watercolor paper. So stick around for that on Father's Day. If I don't do it on this paper, I'll do it on, I have a smaller version of this. I can do a quickie one just to get the T's out of the way. But I really was planning, let me get this over here if I can. Though where I command. The other option, oh my heck, is this giant 15 by 20 inch paper. I can't even really fully get it in frame without like lifting it and getting wonky with it. It's a big boy. It's a big boy. I'm kind of scared to do anything on this because clearly it's a lot of paper, and big paper is kind of foreboding, right? So I am going to work on that probably Thursday. I'll see if I can do something with it. It's clearly so big. I don't think I'm gonna. Can I even fit it on here? I think I looked at it before. Not really. Figuring out how I'm gonna hold it down is gonna be a challenge. I can't tape to this silicone mat. The tape comes right up. And this is just big enough that it might not fit on this this big board here. One reason why I've been holding off on doing anything with it. Yeah, if I don't paint edge to edge, I'll be fine. So it won't really curl up so badly. So it might actually just hold its own. Another option I've heard of but never tried that I don't know that I want to try is pre-stretching the paper by wetting the thing on both sides and then like stretching it and putting a bunch of flat stuff on it and just letting it dry, having been pre-wet and pre-stretched a little bit, and hope that that holds its shape. Otherwise, I'm just going to use this giant board that I've got here, and I'm going to tape it down to it and down the outer edges of it to just hold it down. It definitely overlaps by a very slight amount on the width of the board. So yeah, it'll be an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I've got 15 sheets of this stuff. So if I lose one, I'm not going to cry about it. And it's the exact same Strathmore 400 series cold press stuff that I use for a lot of the other things. So yeah, it should look really good. All right. I think that's all for me. I'm going to end for the day. To recap, we went ahead and swatched that Cupric Green Deep that came. It dried. It is this one right here. That guy. Coming up Friday, I'm supposed to be receiving the Ultramarine Deep. It's going to go right there. So I'll probably hit that on Monday of next week and show you guys what that looks like. And aside from that, did some Polaroids. Oh, I did this hot mess. I last week had done the gradient of this and the mountain portion, and down here was a yellow ochre color that I wasn't a huge fan of, and I tried putting a variety of green shape on top of it to cover it up and make it look kind of like overgrown wild stuff. So it's okay. It's not great. I wouldn't paint home to mom about it. That was really lame joke. I'm gonna cut up now. Yeah. Oh, and the little test I did over here to see what I could do for that background. And I tried to recreate the kind of yellow ochre shade and put some other stuff on top to see what looked natural. That one did not come out so well. That was the dragon's blood on top of it, and it didn't really blend with it. So, blah. Yeah, and that's it. I'm done. All right. See you later. Have a good night. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.